From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
Hey, we said we got to go take it, and that's what we did for 4 quarters. Give yourselves a round of applause. Hey, JT, all right, first time in Colts season, in a single season, 3 games with 3 touchdowns. Hey, Buck with 2 sacks. Claus here with the sack. And Cross with the pick. Hey, and Yum Yum. With the big man pick, bro. Daniel Jones balled out. Pierce balled out. Michael Pittman balled out. Tyler Warren balled out. And both the O-line and D-lines balled out. Hey, and Amir with the big return. And Trev shows up and makes tackles. Hey, let me say this, man. I'll tell you what. I love this league. I love it to death. I love this organization. I love these players. I love our owners. Man, and it takes all of us. It's so special. It's so special, right? And don't ever lose this feeling, man. Don't ever lose it, right? Keep fighting every day to be the best. And you already know what time it is. We'll see you on Wednesday!
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Back here for an all-new Colts 360. I am Lara Overton, joined as I am each and every week by head coach Shane Steichen. Coach, we just heard that locker room speech, yet another victorious locker room celebration. Results aside, just how much fun are you having coaching the group of guys that you have right now?
It's awesome. It's awesome to be a part of this group. I think it starts with the players. I've always said this league's all about the players, and those guys are putting in the effort. They're putting in the work each and every week. They're preparing the right way, and you can see how connected they are throughout the week. And then on Sundays, how they're playing together for one another. It's so fun, scoring touchdowns, getting the takeaways, the celebrations, all of it's great. And obviously, we got to go prove it, each and every week.
I think one thing that I'm so fortunate to have the vantage point of seeing being on the sidelines is how locked in. I mean, guys are going to come off the sidelines and they're going to look at, the tablet and make some adjustments, but the defense is locked in on watching the offense, hyping each other up, vice versa, all of it. I mean, that connectivity, I think you see it. It's evident there on the field.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely see it. You can see the energy on the sidelines. Obviously, you get the adjustments, get done when you need to get done, and then, defense is watching the offense.
Yeah.
Offense gets their adjustments real quick, what we're going to start with, whatever it may be, and then they're watching the defense, getting the takeaways. And I think that's huge, just everyone pulling for each other at all times.
Resilience is a word that you reinforce a lot within your locker room. How much was that resilience tested to improve to 6-1 last Sunday?
I think it's huge. I think it's a test, each and every week to go out, and prove yourself at the highest level in this league, and never take, getting on that field for granted and showing up. And nothing's given you in this league, and you got to go earn it. And our guys understand that we got to put in the work, each and every week to go do it.
What a time to be a sports fan in Indiana. We got the Colts. You got IU football at number 2 in the country. Purdue basketball's number 1 in preseason polls for men's basketball in the NCAA. Of course, we've talked previously about Pacers and Fever. I know you caught a little college basketball this week. As you're out and about, what's the sense of excitement that you're feeling right now? And is this comparable to anything that you've seen in your coaching career?
No, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to be a part of. Like you said, all the teams that are having success right now in the community, this city, you can feel the energy from everyone. And it's great to be a part of. Like I said, I can't say enough great things about this city and this community and the togetherness and the Hoosier hospitality and all that stuff. It's real, and so it's really fun to be a part of.
And something that's really fun to be a part of is watching Jonathan Taylor this season. There's a whole chunk of the stats right here. Like this whole block is basically just JT.
I'd love to hear some new stats.
You know, you love it when I drop
Yeah,
these things.
yeah.
All right, now the first player in franchise history to have 3 games with at least 3 rushing touchdowns within the same season. He's also the first back in the league to have 10 rushing touchdowns through 7 weeks since Derrick Henry in 2021. Does it just seem like there's no ceiling for what Jonathan Taylor is capable of?
Yeah, he's playing at an extremely high level right now. He's running hard, he's running physical, incredible vision. Guys up front are doing a hell of a job for him. It's fun. It's fun as a coach, obviously, to you're the offensive staff putting in the game plan, going through that operation, but to see it come to life on Sunday. And the way those guys are playing together and watching him run. I was just talking on a radio show earlier. It's like once he gets to the second and third level, I kind of become a fan on the sideline. Like, let's see what happens here. This thing might go to the house. But it's fun. It's fun. Like I said, he's playing at an extremely high level.
And last Sunday in LA, a couple of fans of Jonathan Taylor who were out there, I mean, that performance that he had in front of Melvin Gordon and LaDainian Tomlinson, pretty elite.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, the Chargers had the Legends Weekend out there, and LT's one of the best, if not the best, ever do it. So to see those guys in the house and then having JT do what he did, I think that was pretty special.
I talked with Daniel Jones last week about his process just throughout the week, and he talked about like year to year, it's pretty much been the same with how he watches cut-ups and different things, and maybe his practice process. But he really said something that he's fine-tuned with you is the time that you meet, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He said after we get done talking, I talked to him about how he plans on calling it, so that might spark a little bit of a back and forth to look at some things. Can you talk to me just a little bit more about how imperative those adjustments have been for your offense?
I think it's huge. I think just as, play caller, just being on the same page with him, going into the game, seeing how I see it, see how he sees it. Throughout those meetings, we go through openers, whatever it may be, organized third down, organized red zone thoughts. We watch games together on Saturday and just kind of put ourselves in the game before we play it. Certain calls on the field, what I'm thinking, what he likes. And I think that's critical to be successful, just being on the same page. And so having that chemistry with him has been phenomenal. And his preparation is off the charts. The way he sees the game, being on the same page there, just looking at every different look we can get from a route combination standpoint, like, hey, if they play this, what do you think about this? I mean, there's so much conversation that goes back and forth and getting those looks, and he's going through it, and then he'll take those and get with the receivers, get with the tight ends, like, hey, guys, if this comes up versus this, be ready for this. And I think that just pays huge dividends, on Sunday.
And it's an indication of just how strong that group is that they can make some of those adjustments, on a Saturday and adjust for those fine-tuning, last-minute type of things.
Oh, there's no question about it. I think you can always you prepare. I always talk about the preparation. You prepare all the way up until the start of that kickoff. And even in the locker room on Sundays, sometimes there's little things like, hey, just a reminder on this. If we get this, we're going to do this now. I mean, because you're constantly watching film throughout the week. You're watching it all Monday through Saturday. And even Sunday morning, you're popping out the iPad or, you're watching the tape and you're like, man, hey, there's a little tweak on this. This could be a little bit better. It's like watching a movie. As you watch it more and more and more, as you watch the film, you find little stuff that you maybe didn't see before. And it's been awesome. He watches film just as much as the coaches do.
That's great. It seems like you guys found something from the special teams perspective as well last week with Amir Abdullah with that huge 81-yard return. Anthony Gould had a massive block in that situation. Usually Anthony's kind of a returner in that situation. He's doing it all. Can you go back through the immediate impressions? You shared this with the media earlier in the week about Amir Abdullah and what stood out when you guys brought him in.
Yeah, when we signed him, the day after we signed him, I came in early in the morning just to get in the sauna or whatever. It was real early, and I walk in the training room, and there's one guy over in the corner like working on ankle mobility, and it was Amir. And so I grabbed my phone. I had my phone on me, and as I'm going in there, I'm looking at him. I'm like, gosh, I think he's in year 10 or year 11. And I'm like, yep, year 11. He's in here at 6 a.m. Makes sense. I mean, those are the guys that last in this league. They have a process. They have a routine. They go about their business the right way. They work their tail off, and then it's no surprise that you go make plays on Sunday.
And it's perfectly that segues into the next guy I'm going to ask about, DeForest Buckner, who had 5 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. In particular, the stops he had in critical situations. Is there a better, bigger pro in the building than DeForest Buckner?
No, he's as good as it gets. I've been around some really good players, some high character guys, and he's right at the top of the list of those guys about how he goes about his business on and off the field. Great man, great husband. See him with his kids. I mean, you see it. It's first class from top to bottom. Everything he does, the way he works, the way he treats people, it's as good as it gets. And so to see him have the success he's had in his career and showing up and making plays, it's special.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who elevates every person around him. All right, back home this weekend. Lone home game for about a month, really, at Lucas Oil Stadium when you think about the away games, the international travel, the bye week, all of that. Titans are going through some adversity, of course, of their own with head coaching situation. You've already faced them once this season, but what challenges does Tennessee present, although it was such a dominant victory for you guys in week 3?
Yeah, I think anytime you play a division opponent, you got to be ready to go, just like with any opponent in this league. But division games are different. In this league, and I got a lot of respect for Tennessee. They're an aggressive team on defense. Offensively, they can be very explosive. I think the quarterback is very talented, can make a lot of plays. So we got to be ready to go and have a great week of preparation.
Shane, as always, appreciate the time.
All right.
Stick around because fresh off his interception against the Chargers, Big Grove explains how he's poised himself to capitalize on every opportunity. That's next on Colts 360.
Enter now for your kid's chance to be Junior Blue at the next Colts home game. Visit Colts.com/Meyer Junior Blue to enter today.
Forte Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, proud orthopedic partner of the Indianapolis Colts. At Forte, fellowship-trained physicians and staff provide comprehensive, specialized sports medicine and orthopedic care to active patients of all ages. To learn more, visit forteortho.com.
Back now on Colts 360 with the man who I don't think there is anyone who had a better week than Grover Stewart. You get an interception, you celebrate your birthday, and you brought in the signature Jim Irsay guitar to SoFi Stadium last Sunday. This is that new tradition we've talked with Shane about. Can you tell me about how Shane kind of bestowed upon you the honor of getting that guitar?
Yeah, so team meeting that night, we go through all our things, and he was like, this guy been here for 9 years. He been dominant, set new line of scrimmage, been an impact player and stuff like that. And I was like, it got to be me. I said, I don't want to be messing up the line of scrimmage and all that. And when he called my name, I was just so happy. I was like, shoot, I get to carry the guitar. I said, my birthday coming up, and I said, shoot, I got to play good. I said, I got the guitar and my birthday coming up. I said, I got to play a great game.
Well, it came to fruition.
It did. It did. I got an interception, first interception all career through all my years of playing football, and I did it on the big screen, so.
Indeed you did. And you aren't going to let anybody come for that football either. This defensive front, Latu has a couple interceptions. You've got the INT. You actually lead the team in interception, the defensive line. What indication is that of the level that you guys are playing right
now? The defensive line, we got this close bond in the room. Like, we all bought in and, like, we playing for each other. And, like, whenever we out there, we think we the baddest to ever touch the field. So, like, everybody hungry. Everybody want to make a play. So, like, you never know what'll happen. You get an interception, you get sacks, fumbles. Like, it's unlimited of what the D-line willing to do out there. So.
You have such great leadership, and you mentioned how many years you've been here. The veteran presence, yourself, Tyquan Lewis, DeForest Buckner. There are so many young players that come in and they look at you three guys. Mm-hmm. When you have young players come in, what do you hope that they take away, that they learn from what you do as a pro?
I'll say the biggest thing is our work ethic, because me, Buck, and Tyloo, like, we're going to go out there each and every day and, like, work. And, like, we showing, like, the younger guys, no matter how long you've been in, and, like, no matter, like, what you're going through, just go out there and put your best foot forward each and every time you get a chance, because you never know.
And that's the way that you guys have long operated. How well does that match up with the expectation that Lou Anarumo brings for this defense?
I mean, like, for us to go out there and do our thing, like, that leave him no doubt. Like, the defensive line going to do their part. They're going to be where they supposed to be, and they're going to make plays when it's time to make plays. So, like, we got Lou back, and he got our back, and, like, we're going to do whatever we can to be an impact player in the game.
You also have this offense's back, because all the offensive guys are very quick to credit the defense for the number of times you take the ball away, the position that you put them in to be successful. I noticed on the sideline, I mean, once you guys come over and you make your defensive adjustments, how quickly are you guys paying attention to what this offense is doing this season?
I mean, I love watching the offense. Like, they making all these big plays and, like, making all these touchdowns. So, like, we make all adjustments, I'll be looking. I say, oh, yeah, we probably about to get the JT right here. Like, we be on the side, like, saying who going to get the ball and who going to make this play and stuff like that, because we go against them and, like, we know. And, like, it'd be fun just, oh, yeah, JT going to do this, or Tyler going to do this, or Danny going to do this.
So how fun is it to watch them bully opposing defenses after you have to go up against them in practices and in training camp?
It's real fun. I love to see Q out there knocking guys out. I always talk to Borderlini, so I was like, hey, you better mess him up or I'm going to have to see you. So, like, it just feels great to know that all guys going out there and, like, running through guys.
All right, Grove. Keep getting those interceptions, keep getting those takeaways, and next time you're here in the studio, I'll bring my sunglasses too, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, we're getting academic with voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, for some progress reports. How the Colts are making the grade. That's next on Colts 360.
This season, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is teaming up with the Colts to shine a light on outstanding small businesses. Indy is our hometown, and boosting local business is just one way we want to thank this great city. Go to Colts.com/Anthem Spotlight to nominate your favorite small business today. Anthem and the Colts, helping Hoosier small businesses score. Satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers and enter for a chance to win a trip to Super Bowl 60 at Snickers.com/halftime. It's time for the Fordham Credit Union Question of the Week. Since 2000, who is the only non-rookie quarterback to lead a team to the #1 seed in his first season with the team? Peyton Manning in 2012 with the Denver Broncos when they went 13-3. Visit the Fordham Credit Union Fan Forum section of Colts.com to interact with other fans online. Fordham Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
Into the game, #1 in fewest sacks allowed. High snap for Jones, but he pulls it down, gets it to Taylor, marching to his right. He's at the 5, touchdown! The trifecta again for Jonathan Taylor. 3 rushing touchdowns for the greatest running back going right now. It's 37-17 Colts over Bolts.
That voice you heard, the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, is now here with me in studio because it's the time of year you think, apple orchard, pumpkin picking, fall break, and some progress reports. Parents around Central Indiana very familiar with that season, and we're going to see how the Colts grade may take through this point of the season. How about we go offensively?
Yeah, very timely because the Taylor kids brought their progress reports and their report cards home this past week, and so double thumbs up. They're doing
all glowing reviews.
Good first 9 weeks, if you will. But the Colts offense, it's got to be an A+ across the board in all the different facets. It's hard to nitpick, within this offense. I mean, they're scoring 32 points per game. Daniel Jones is leading the NFL in QBR. He's
Indiana
up there.
Jones.
There he is. I mean, the passing yards are just off the charts. I mean, right now the Colts have a great balance, maybe not just equal splits run versus pass, but they're equally as dangerous running the ball and passing the ball. I mean, Jonathan Taylor continues to lead the NFL in rushing. Tyler Warren has scored a touchdown in 4 straight games. The offensive line's balling out. Quentin Nelson, I think, is the best offensive lineman in the game. So, I mean, just the efficiency numbers right now for this Colts offense, just remarkable. They're 14 for their last 15 scoring touchdowns inside the red zone, Lara. And the reason why it's not 15 for 15 is because they ran out of time. They got into the red zone at the end of the second quarter against the Chargers and had to settle for a field goal. So offensively, it's historic. There's no other way to put it.
Shane Steichen always likes to reinforce being complementary, not just complementary within his offense, but complementary, that balance between offense and defense. When you look at defensively in this pass rush, how are we grading?
Well, I think it's you want to see more. I think it's satisfactory if you want to put it into the progress report terms, but you want to see more. I think there's potential there for more. The Colts have 19 sacks, and that ranks pretty high in the NFL. They're pretty good in terms of pressures, but you want to see more in terms of the timeliness of these plays. I mean, the last 2 games, the Colts have given up over 700 passing yards. They've only generated a couple of sacks against Jacoby Brissett and Justin Herbert. So it's the timeliness, right? It's those first wave sacks that we always talk about, getting a quarterback down in the pocket. The Colts haven't been able to do that too often consistently in these last 2 games, and they're going to be playing some really good quarterbacks coming down the pike here in the schedule.
Let's wrap it up with the secondary. How are you assessing the secondary at this point?
Well, I think it's an incomplete because you don't have Charvarius Ward. You haven't had Kenny Moore for 3 games. He did come back last week. So right now you're just playing with a lot of guys, quite frankly, Lara, that you didn't think you would need, or even guys that would make the team at the beginning of training camp. I mean, Jonathan Edwards is fighting his tail off, but at the beginning of camp, just from a numbers game, you didn't think he would make the roster. Mekhi Blackmon wasn't even here during training camp. So these guys are fighting tooth and nail. There's no doubt about it. But I think right now you're going to see a lot of teams go after the secondary without Charvarius Ward for the next couple of weeks. But this is how the Colts defense is going to have to play, right? They've given up yards, they've given up points, but in the last 2 games, they're coming up with crucial 4th down stops. They're getting takeaways in plus territory. They're getting key 4th down sacks. They have to be clutch without some key personnel.
It was bend but don't break. That's how Grover Stewart described it to me at the end of that game in Los Angeles. And the Colts back home this weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium, hosting their division rival, the Tennessee Titans. Last time we'll be at Lucas Oil Stadium for about a month, so can't wait to see many of you there. Thanks for spending part of your weekend here with us, getting ready for game day with Colts 360. Thank you to Matt Taylor, head coach Shane Steichen, and Grover Stewart. We'll see you back here next week.